The Blind Man and the Elephant. Retold by Lillian Quigley. Long ago in India, 6 blind men lived together. Because they lived in India, they often heard about elephants. But because they were blind, they had never seen an elephant. The blind men lived near the palace of a Raja. The Raja was the ruler of all the people. At the palace of the Raja, there were many elephants. "Let us go to the palace of the Raja," said one blind man. "Yes, let us go," said the other. It was a hot day, but the 6 blind men walked to the palace. They walked one behind the other. The smallest blind man was the leader. The second blind man put his hand on the shoulder of the leader. Each blind man put his hand on the shoulder of the man in front. A friend of the 6 blind men met them at the palace. An elephant was standing in the courtyard. The 6 blind men touched the elephant with their hands. The first blind man put out his hand and touched the side of the elephant. "How smooth! An elephant is like a wall." The second blind man put out his hand and touched the trunk of the elephant. "How round! An elephant is like a snake." The third blind man put out his hand and touched the tusk of the elephant. "How sharp! An elephant is like a spear." The fourth blind man put out his hand and touched the leg of the elephant. "How tall! An elephant is like a tree." The fifth blind man reached out his hand and touched the ear of the elephant. "How wide! An elephant is like a fan." The sixth blind man put out his hand and touched the tail of the elephant. "How thin! An elephant is like a rope." The friend of the 6 blind men led them into a garden. The 6 blind men were tired. It was a hot day. "Wait here. I shall bring you water to drink." They sat down in the shade of a big tree. "You must not go out in the sun until you rest," he said. The 6 blind men talked about the elephant. "An elephant is like a wall," said the first blind man. "A wall," said the second blind man. "You're wrong. An elephant is like a snake." "A snake," said the third blind man. "You're wrong. An elephant is like a spear." "A spear," said the fourth blind man. "You're wrong. An elephant is like a tree." "A tree," said the fifth blind man. "You're wrong. An elephant is like a fan." "A fan," said the sixth blind man. "You're wrong. An elephant is like a rope." The 6 blind men could not agree. Each man shouted, "A wall, a snake, a spear, a tree, a fan, a rope." The friend of the 19 blind men came back with water to drink. At the same time, the Raja was awakened by shouting. He looked out and saw the 6 blind men below him in the courtyard. "Stop!" called out Raja. The 6 blind men stopped shouting. They knew that Raja was a wise man. They listened to him. The Raja spoke in a kind voice. "The elephant is a big animal." Each man touched only one part. "You must put all the parts together to find out what an elephant is like." The 6 blind men listened. They drank the cool water as they rested in the shade. They talked quietly. "The Raja is right. Each one of us knows only a part. To find out the whole truth, we must put all the parts together." The 6 blind men walked out of the courtyard. The smallest blind man led the way. The second blind man put his hand on the shoulder of the leader. Each blind man put his hand on the shoulder of the man in front. They walked home, one behind the other,